Next, I'm going to interview a great reporter from CNN, Soledad O'Brien. How did you become a successful journalist?
You know, a lot of it was just sticking it out. Sometimes there were times that I wanted to quit. Sometimes I felt like I wasn't very good. When I started doing stuff on camera, I was very nervous. I used to do something crazy. I used to tip my head this way. Who does that? But I all the time. I used to say, and I just worked at each thing, one thing at a time, to try to cross it off my list. In fact, I would keep a list of 3 things that I was working on. And as I would try to achieve them, I'd cross them off and add another thing. I learned to get rid of the ums when I speak. I learned to not hold my head in a crazy angle. I learned to deliver right into the camera. And it's just learnable skills. You just had to keep working at it and working at it and working at it. And then I also was very good at asking people advice. So I'd say, what should I do better? What did you think of this? What could I do better? And that, I think, ended up making me a good journalist over a long time. And probably, again, most importantly, anytime I felt like, forget it, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, I would just, go back the next day and try to do it better.
What is your favorite part about being a journalist?
I love interviewing people. Do you love doing interviews? I just love talking to people. I love knowing what they're thinking and how they grew up and what their stories are and where they came from and things they want to achieve and the biggest challenges they've had. I find all that very interesting.
Who is your favorite person to interview?
Well, sometimes I think often people answer that question by naming a president that they interviewed or a famous person that they interviewed, and I've interviewed a lot of them, but I like regular people who've done interesting things. And I think when people who are regular people do exceptional things, often that's a better story than someone who's exceptional person doing an exceptional thing, because we kind of expect that.
Can you give me some advice to learn how to be a better journalist?
Well, I think you're doing a great job to start with. Next time I want to see you get rid of that notebook. Ask me any question you want without the notebook. What do you want to know? Look me in the eye and just ask me anything you want. Don't be afraid. Come up with a good question. Anything. Take your time.
I get a little nervous when I have to do things like silly things. How can I get better with that?
That's, by the way, an awesome question. You know what I think it is? I think you have to figure out your range of silliness, right? I'm not a person who cracks jokes, so I don't go there. But I'm a little bit of a silly person, so I figure out what I'm comfortable with. I try it out. My daughter, Sophia, who you met, I try out my jokes on her. Sometimes she'll be like, Mom, oh. But sometimes she'll be like, oh, that's cute, you should do that. So go to your friends and they'll tell you, oh, Anthony, that's good, or oh, that's too wacky for you, you wouldn't do that. And just practice and stretch and see. Try new things. And then go back and look at it and say, do I like it, do I not like it? That is a great question.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.